So, I have some anger issues. I should probably be in prison. I'll just put that out there right now. I was on the freeway in Los Angeles, and it was just a parking lot, just classic day. And I was in the far lane over, and I was like, I'm gonna get off this highway. It's just not moving anywhere. So, I look over my shoulder, and then I look in my mirror. I don't see anybody, so I just started kind of merging over, and then I hear this. And I was like, what? And I look behind me, this guy on a motorcycle, and he's like, what are you doing? You almost killed me! And so I was like, I didn't see you. And I gave him the wave. Like, I almost killed you, but look. Yeah. And I thought we were cool. And then he pulled around the side of me and started punching me in the face. And I was like, that's not what you do. And then he started to just drive away. And I was like, you can't just hit me and drive away. So I just, turned the wheel and hit him. Just, put him down on the road. Because he brought a motorcycle to a car fight. So then he's laying there on the road. My first thought was, I should go. I should get out of here. So, I'm in the middle of the highway, and I'm not a big believer in God, but I looked, all the cars just parted. It was like God was going, well done, come on, let's get out of here. So I just made a right turn on the highway and drove over to the shoulder and just took off down the shoulder. I'm like, yeah, wow, this is awesome. I just committed a felony. Oh my God, I'm going to prison. What have I done? So I'm like, I gotta pull over and tell the cops what just happened. This is insane. So I pulled off the highway and I'm freaking out. I'm like, I'm going to jail. I call the police. I say, there was just an accident, nobody's fault. You guys should come out. So I wait about a half hour, panicking. This highway patrolman comes out and he goes, hey, why don't you tell me what happened? And I was like, all right, I'm minding my business. And this guy just pulls up and starts punching me in the face. And because he was punching me, it made me turn the wheel. And I did this. And he was like, I don't want to be a cop anymore. I've seen enough. So then he says, look, we sent a car by, and there was nobody there. There was no motorcycle, no guy, and nobody else called it in. You're the only guy who called it in. He goes, so you're totally in the clear. You did what you needed to do. And I was like, what does that mean? And he said, well, he was probably an illegal immigrant. And I was like, how awesome is that? You could just hit him and take off. Oh, man. Tony Abbott would love me. Yeah. I have a son. I have a 5-year-old son, and he is super into Batman. And I tell him Batman lives in New York, and he solves crimes, and he keeps the streets clean. And we went to a birthday party for 5-year-olds, and the entertainment was Batman. And he shows up, and he's an older Batman. He's got, gray whiskers. He's about 50. He's lost some weight, which is cool. Didn't buy a new costume. So he comes rolling in and starts doing classic Batman stuff like, is this your card? And he's making balloon animals, just like they do for the Joker in the movies when he makes the Joker a poodle. So he's doing that, and he pulls out a parachute and starts wafting it up, and all the kids are running underneath it, except for my son, who just walks over to a chain link fence, opens it up, slams it, and then stands on the other side like this. And so I walked over and I was like, hey, buddy, what's going on? And he goes, what is this? And I was like, that's Batman. And he goes, why is he silly? And right then, Batman blows up a balloon. And oops, he lets it go. And the balloon goes, and my son goes, ugh, and just walks off and turns into a 40-year-old man. In 4 steps. I was like, oh, I broke that one. So then we're driving home after the party, and it is very quiet in the back seat. And I don't know if you know 5-year-olds, but they never shut up. And they just say, I like hair. Do you know what a monkey is? Have you seen Blue Pants? Like it's just belligerent nonsense. So he's not saying a word. And I'm not going to ask him because I don't want to start that conversation. About 20 minutes go by and he goes, what was that? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, silly Batman. Why was he silly? And I was like, okay, I got to save Batman. He thinks Batman's real. I got to fix this. I go, oh, okay. So Batman has a cousin. And he lives in Los Angeles. And on weekends, Batman sends him his costume, and then he works at parties. And he was like, why? I was like, well, he wanted to be an actor, but didn't really work out. And he goes, what's going on in New York right now? I'm like, oh, it is fucked. It's on fire. People are killing each other. It's a total nightmare. And I go, but then his cousin sends back the costume on Monday. Batman cleans it all up. City's all good again. Everything's okay. And my son just kind of nods, and he looks out the window, and I'm like, I nailed it. I just saved Batman. And about 20 minutes go by again. He's not saying anything. I think he's all happy back there. And then I just hear him go, I hate silly Batman. I was like, oh my God, I made a villain. Hey, you guys, thanks a lot.
Dave Anthony, ladies and gentlemen.